Welcome back to another episode of The Real Dana, and I'm here with Mr. 1950. Hi.
What's happening? What's happening, everybody? What up?
So this topic we're going to talk about today, you actually suggested it, and I think it was a good idea. The Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky scandal, honey. Yes.
And I think it's amazing that we can talk about it at a time where they hate conservatives so much, and I don't think they had the same energy for Bill Clinton.
No, it was a different time back there. When we talk about media, social media wasn't a thing back then either. They didn't have, I think CNN just started doing 24-hour news, but it wasn't the way it is now. So let me just do a quick recap. So the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal was in the late 1990s political and legal crisis triggered by President Bill Clinton's sexual relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky. His public and sworn denials and the subsequent investigation that led to his impeachment by the House in 1998 and acquittal by the Senate in 1999. So let's just do a quick timeline. The relationship between Monica and Bill Clinton, it was from 1995 to 1997. Monica Lewinsky, a 22-year-old intern, began a sexual relationship with Bill Clinton in late 1995 while working at the White House. Encounters continue intermittently for about 18 months. Now, Paula Jones and the affidavit, right? So Clinton at this time was already facing sexual harassment lawsuit from Paula Jones. In January of 98, Lewinsky, she signed an affidavit in that case stating she had never had sexual relations with Clinton, trying to protect him. However, she called herself talking to her little sister girl, Linda Tripp. Lewinsky confided in co-worker Linda Tripp about the relationship. Linda Tripp secretly recorded their phone calls and turned more than 20 hours of tapes over to the independent counsel, Kenneth Starr, contradicting Lewinsky's affidavit and giving prosecutors leverage. In January of 98, Matt Drewge reported that Newsweek was sitting on the story about Clinton's affair with White House intern, pushing the scandal into the public view and mainstream media. So I do have a couple of clips. Do you want to say anything before I play?
No, go ahead. You get started. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Speaks forcefully with his most emphatic denial yet of sex and lies in the Monica Lewinsky case.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never.
At the same time, Special Prosecutor Ken Starr increases the pressure on Lewinsky to testify against the president as the White House remains under fire.
This is the CBS Evening News, with Dan Rather reporting tonight from Washington.
Good evening. Here at the White House, the president's new counterattack went beyond the court of public opinion to actual court in Little Rock. This included a blistering attack, all but directly accusing Special Prosecutor Republican Ken Starr of being out to get the president in new motions in the Paula Jones case. Former White House intern Monica Lewinsky has reportedly told all, talked, but still does not have a deal for immunity from Kenneth Starr. And Hillary Clinton stands by her husband at the White House, then heads to a planned appearance in New York. Our coverage begins with CBS News White House correspondent Scott Pelley. Scott?
Dan, tonight, Monica Lewinsky's attorneys tell us that she has told prosecutors all she knows. They describe what they call a complete account of her relationship with President Clinton. But that account was given over the telephone today and was not written down. Prosecutors are still trying to decide whether they will offer immunity. This new threat came on the same day that the president finally rallied to his own defense. The president had been silent 3 days. His lawyers wanted it that way. But the political damage was rising much too fast. Today, drawn and bleary-eyed, Mr. Clinton joined the battle to save his presidency.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
He turned his back on questions as the First Lady followed, applauding. The woman who could bring down the president appeared for the first time today, leaving her apartment with her lawyer. Lewinsky has indicated she will accuse Mr. Clinton of a sexual relationship, but only with a guarantee from prosecutors.
He knows that I want essentially full immunity. He knows that I want and would accept nothing less than a promise not to prosecute. So how close we are is really in his hands, not mine.
Tonight, independent counsel Kenneth Starr is considering whether to accept Lewinsky's oral statement. He had been insisting on a written version. CBS News has learned the independent counsel is investigating reports that people working in the White House spotted Mr. Clinton and Lewinsky alone in the mansion at various times. Secret Service records have been subpoenaed. The agents expect to be next. The White House strongly denies the reports.
The president's denial is quite clear that there couldn't have been that type of encounter. We've checked even with people who would have presumably been brought a report of any incident of that nature, and they categorically deny there was such an incident.
Sources tell CBS News Lewinsky was a frequent visitor to the White House long after she left the staff. Last month, she was cleared in at least 4 times, including weekends and evenings. But her welcome seems to have ended 3 weeks ago. On January 3rd, she was denied entry at the gate. And sources tell CBS News she threw a fit, screaming, "Don't you know who I am?" The president was traveling the day Lewinsky was turned away. 4 days later, she signed her sworn affidavit that she never had sex with Mr. Clinton. A grand jury is due to convene tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. The grand jury will be hearing from witnesses that include the president's friend, Vernon Jordan, and the president's own personal secretary. Dan?
All right. So, go ahead. What do you?
First of all, she's the original throat goat. I have to give it to her. I have to give it to her.
On a political level.
So yeah, of course. You know what amazes me is how this man, and I really forgot this part, how he stood in front of us.
Yeah.
And just had so much authority in his tone, acting like he done nothing. He had her coming in the late nights, evenings, and then he denied her, right? Something happened, right? Something happened. They had an argument. Something happened. But let me say this. There's been there's been so many presidents that have been in the office that has done the same thing, right? A man of power, a man of his status. Mm-hmm. He ain't got.
Who's the most famous? JFK.
JFK, yeah. They've been knocking him down, man. Men historically has been knocking him down up out here. But what I find interesting is that the scandals that come from the liberals, and at this time, I think the liberals was kind of going through like a little bit of a change here, man. They were, to be honest with you, those talking points are conservative talking points back in the day. The ones that he was talking about.
Which one? Clinton?
Clinton. Oh, yeah. Immigration.
The Democrats back then.
Middle class. Yeah, they were sounding like conservatives now, man, the switcheroo. But anyway, the thing is for me, the woman tried to leverage him. The lies in politics still exist. These people are liars. We talk about Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden just lying in our face. And this is just a prime example how easy it is. And then Hillary Clinton, let me tell you something. I'd never believed that Hillary Clinton and Mr. Clinton, and Bill Clinton was ever married. I think they were married, but it's a marriage of convenience. I think she knows that he's outside. This man has been on the Epstein files. This dude has been traveled. And I think they were really trying to protect him in these Epstein files, because I know he has some extensive situations going on up in there. But again, he was one of these dudes that was acting single in the White House. I don't think he can care less. He can care less about his wife, his family, he didn't care about any of that. And Monica Lewinsky, for all of you out there to be continuing to talk about, women rights, and she set you back. She set you back, trying to climb. Oh yeah, she was fired and she was coming back to service. You know what I mean? She set you back because everybody knew she only had that job because she was pretty good at one job.
Listen, during that she was attractive, young, in her 20s. But now, honey, oh my God, she looks better now. But anyway, I'm gonna play that in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that in a second. However, and to your point, when you said, he living his life like he's single, this was his second term. So, he's not running up for re-election. He's not running for no more elections. So he was basically doing what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, get his little freak on. He was impeached, but then the Senate, gave him a acquittal or whatever. But what happened for me, because Ken Starr is a Republican and he was more pro-Bush's, because remember, Bill Clinton came in after George Bush Sr. And so this set up, because Al Gore, his VP, was running for presidency in his next election, but he lost to George Bush, which became the scandal of stealing elections, because George Bush won the presidency because of the state of Florida went to George Bush. And technically it should have went to Al Gore because Al Gore was the governor of Florida at the time. And so when we talk about stealing elections and, cheatings, that really started under George Bush and Al Gore election, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think also because it was such a tight race, it was a tight race because of Bill Clinton and his mess. And Al Gore had to present himself like, I'm not like him. And I think the American people at that time, I think because Americans back then, we were all more conservative, as what we said and stuff like that, and took politics serious. I think they just got tired of that type of rhetoric in the White House. Now it's no hold bars, but
I definitely don't think that Hillary was really on her job either. I don't think that she really was. Like I said, I think he was always single. I think it's a marriage of convenience. I think she married him in order to get in her position. He probably done the same. I mean, I think he was living a rock star life.
So let's briefly talk about Hillary, because she knows her husband. She knows Bill Clinton, always having a strong appetite, right? And she knew about the affair. The wives always know. But she knew
this. Huh?
They do. And even the girlfriends. But she knew. She knew, but she was playing her position perfectly, because she said, how can I benefit from this? And benefit she did. She told him, I want to become president. She became senator after this. When he left the White House, she became senator in the state of New York. And then she ran for presidency. And that's when she ran up against Trump and she lost. But that was a very close race. So she said, I will go through this public shame with you and forgive you, even though whatever. But I want you to make me president. And that's what he did. So that was her win.
Sucker for that. Yeah.
Wait, and one more thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. When she ran up against Trump, that was her second time running for president. She ran up against Obama. That's right. She ran up against Obama the first election. And no, was it the first or the second? I forgot which one. But she ran against Obama. She lost. She was going to lose that one. And he made her Secretary of State. And then she ran up again against Trump and lost that one as well. So yeah,
she's a loser. She is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see a qualified.
I didn't get it until the first time I was.
Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead. What you were saying?
I don't see a qualified woman president. She tried to force his hand because of his little scandal. But he should have just been honest. I don't know why he just never come out and say, look, I deserve this. I am the president of the United States. I deserve to have.
I deserve to have a head job by a woman who's not my wife in the Oval. Wait. He deserves to have a head job by a woman who is not his wife, who actually works for him. So you have the,
conflict of interest.
Dominics of power there going on. But not only that, in the Oval Office that we pay for, the taxpayers pay for that. It's our house. It's our house.
No, whose house? Don't he live in there?
No, it's the American people. We pay for that house. They're visitors.
Oh, okay. So does he work there?
He works there.
So was he the boss?
Which made it inappropriate.
When you the boss, and I ain't gonna lie, make it a little more exciting. When she's under you. She working and stuff. I wouldn't risk it as a man, but he said forget it. I play saxophone. The black women think I'm cute. Let me go ahead and knock this little white woman.
The grift. So,
and you know what? Real quick though, I remember she kept her sweater. This is how
she kept the dress.
Yeah, this is how it was a pure setup. It was a pure setup. Ain't no woman keeping it. Come on.
She kept the cum stained dress.
Come on, man. That is the pure state. And for him, come on, man. Everybody know what's up, man. What are we?
But that is what you men get because you think, I deserve it. I'm a player. I'm the man.
No, but he should have.
But then
you should have said it though. That's what I'm saying.
But then you're the mark to get set up.
So if he was honest, there was no mark to be played. I'd be like, hey, look, let me tell y'all something. What I do with my employees is what I do with my employees.
Oh,
okay? No. And if I'm knocking one down, I'm knocking one down. Bottom line.
And then they say, you know what, sir, you got to get up out of here. He would have definitely been impeached. I don't got to go nowhere.
I'm the president of the United States. Yes. I deserve.
No,
I don't know. I think women think
that is a sexual harassment. That's sexual harassment.
Well, she can't. How do we know she didn't come on to him?
Oh, God.
Look, this is what I'm saying. She's obviously was. Let me say this. Monica Lewinsky probably ruined her whole life. I don't even know if she's married right now. If any man is marrying her right now, but she had this public act with the president of the United States. Any man is with her right now. It's got to be a fool for one. And I think her digital fingerprints. You said what? Her what?
I was about to say I don't think they're a fool because there's so many years went by.
No. Ain't no years go by. You are to throw gold with an ex-president. And you had to get immunity.
So that's what I'm saying. So any guy she probably has been with, are they confident enough to date her? Because she was with the president of the United States. She don't get no bigger than that.
You use the word confident. It's not about confidence. It's your digital fingerprints that matter. And see, people don't understand. We've seen what you've done. Okay. Let me play this clip here. You don't got people impeached.
Let me play this clip.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with nobody. Man. So
women can be, especially at a young age, we are very impressionable.
Oh, no. You guys develop faster than men.
And when you're young like that, and here he is, this powerful man, that is so very much a turn on. And she's young. You're young, a little bit naive, not even a little bit, very naive, horny. And that's for the girls and the boys or whatever. But here you had the president of the United States showing you some attention. And then on top of that, yes, a little bit of manipulation. She wore the dress that he paid attention to the first time, on and on and on. So
I would have said something. Didn't you just wear that?
So I would say this about this affair. When we're talking about media, social media, and where we're at today, this was really the beginning of public political affairs. Everybody knew about Maryland and JFK, but that was different. It wasn't on the press like that. Only time that really made a splash in the media is when she's saying happy birthday. Nothing like this. They didn't hear about JFK sneaking her in the White House, which apparently he did. So this was the beginning of public political affairs, right? When politics became celebrity gossip, because that's exactly what we have now. And then she set him up because she saved, like you said, the cum stained dress.
Yeah, I think, like I said, first of all, she does appear to look better right now. I mean, she's not an attractive woman, but she does appear to look better. Shout out to her. But for her to act like, oh, I was just young, I was just like just crushed, like, you know, playing the victim. No, she was active. She was very active. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was trying to lure him in with her looks, trying to do everything possible to be in a position to be with the president of the United States. And so the thing is that he should have been more mature. He should have been, you know, or he should have just been open about what it is. Like, hey, I need you to quit today. If you want to rock with your boy, quit so we can really get out. You know what I mean? Like you are the president of the United States. I don't care what you say. Powerful men feel like they deserve this. And this is why a lot of times the politicians, they lie so much because they believe they have the right to lie.
Yeah.
They believe they know more than everybody else. And see, this is what we're dealing with then and now. But I think, you know, back then, I don't know. I feel like they had more people that would investigate righteously than they would now. I think they investigate now. They'd be like, it's closing their eyes to a lot. You know, I don't know, you know, a lot of these investigations to go into a lot of these politicians, man, ain't that just, man, a couple $100,000, man, they get shoved up under the rug somewhere, man. Ain't nobody as honest as I feel like they was back then. Back then, they was trying to prove you wrong.
Yeah, well, this is what she looks like now. This was recent. I guess she was at like a Broadway premiere and stuff.
Why are they taking pictures of her like she's a star? She is the throat goat of an ex-president. Why is she getting time?
Why not? That's the age we live in. Why not?
What I'm saying.
She deserves a woman.
How is a woman?
Wait, hold on. So you're mad? Well, not mad, but you have a problem that a woman who hooked up with the most powerful man in the world, and you think that because it got exposed because he was married, she needs to just go crawl under a rug? That's when you're supposed to really show your face.
What happened to the shame?
No, there is no. Why would you? Wait, hold on. So you just said powerful men, they have a right to, you know, indulge in things that gives them pleasure. So then why are you turn around shaming her? Shaming
because
the woman?
At the end of the day, she didn't keep it quiet. She busted him out.
She did.
She busted him out. She got mad that he revoked access to her, and all of a sudden she got a lawyer.
He revoked access because the rumors, the scandal was about to break.
He was coming in because she was servicing him.
No, listen. He stopped her from having access coming into the White House because he knew the scandal was about to break. So it's like, I can't have you keep coming when the scandal was about to break. And then it's going to even make it worse that, she kept coming to the White House after.
She could have easily said, me and him never done nothing.
She did.
I know, but she could have kept to that.
No, not when you got caught in a lie and you saying it under oath. She could have went to prison.
Man, let me tell you something. And who's the president?
He can't help her because he got impeached.
He can definitely help her. He could have said, you know what?
No, you sound silly. The law has not.
I got the power to do what?
Judge. He does not have the power. He has the power to pardon you, but this is after you're convicted. And now she could have got convicted over a year later.
I would have got her a call. I'd have had one of my people get to her.
No.
Let me just tell you what it is. I'd have got my people to her. And I'd have said, hey, when you get that conviction, don't worry about my overturning. Don't even worry about it.
I would be like, no, F you, no.
What you mean, F me?
No.
You might not want to be talking too loud. You might not want to be talking too loud. You see, this is what I'm saying. I am the president of the United States. Don't be playing. See, let me just go in. Let me just say this really quick. This is something that's bothered me, right? What's bothered me is that she's making it sound like she's a victim. You are a full participant in this thing. It's so crazy how they talk about young women. But if you talk about young women, they normally say what after young women? They normally say, oh, well, women mature a lot more faster than men. But what happened?
Well,
what happened?
She's not a victim.
She's not, but she tried to make it seem like that. Oh, is this so young and impressionable?
She's not a victim. But the
young,
fact that
dumb, and full of cum.
She should not hide under a rock. She should not, you know what I'm saying, be the only one to blame. No. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to just throw the issue all on the woman here. When he initiated,
I didn't say that.
You just said she should be
honest,
and she should go hide under a rock.
Been honest. I don't think. I think Bill. All he had to do was just come out.
So my question to you is,
I saw her. She was ready for it.
You have a problem with her getting photographed
for what? Like here, like she's they're on red carpet.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you were in a situation to where you hooked up with one of the most powerful
Michelle Obama.
Let's say it was
knocked Obama down.
Would you then go hide under a rock once it's exposed, or would you clout chase? But like, yeah, that was me.
The difference with men and women, and men are known to brag about knocking something down. Women are not. So the thing is that I hear what you're saying, but it's different because the worlds we're brought up in. Like men are brought up in the world. We're gonna tell a few dudes, I went ahead, she was on me. I went ahead and knocked that down. Who you talking about? Michelle Obama? She was on me, man. I couldn't help it. And I'm not knocking in real life. I'm not talking to Michelle Obama.
No, we're playing.
I know. I'm just saying
that was you. But but I don't like what you said. You think the woman should have went to jail to continue to lie for a man that's not her man.
I think if you're a real one, you're gonna hold me down all the way to the end. You got to be a real one. You got to hold me down.
Oh, and then what I'm going to get in return?
You're gonna get this immunity.
No, it don't work.
I'll shoot you a little bread up under the table for acting right. I'll put you up a little bit. Good girl.
He's not doing none of that.
Good girl.
Not if you are the president. No.
I'm the president. My homies, my comrades.
I look at it like this. It gets to a point that as a woman, you have to look out for yourself. Now,
really? That's normal for women.
But now I think that she was in on it with the setup. However, say if it was no setup, say if she didn't save the dress and nothing like that, you still have to look at it. You going into this situation, whether you're naive or not, you're going into this situation. How are you going to get yourself out of it? Because it could go left, and it did go left. So you have to look after yourself, because he's going to look after him first and foremost before even his own wife.
And I don't like saying this because I'm not really a race guy, but I wonder if this woman was a black woman, what it would be like. I really do. If
it was a white president with a black mistress.
Exactly. And I really would love to hear your point on that, because I'm not about this race thing, but I really, especially in those times, I really would want to know.
You know what I think? As far as the media scrutiny, and as far as her with the affidavit and all this other telling truth under oath or whatever, aside from the legal thing, the legal process would have played out the same way. But the aftermath, if she was black, she would not get the public attention like Monica got after like the interviews, and she's on a red carpet today. She wouldn't. A black woman during that time would have been dragged for the negative, and so was Monica to a certain degree, but the black woman would have hid under a rock afterwards. As far as Monica, she was so stressed out and blah, blah, blah. She probably did go through some things, that type of scrutiny, but she didn't completely hide under a rock. She did for a little while, but then she started to emerge. A black woman just would have stayed quiet and did not want to be bothered with social media. Because look at what was her name when she said Clarence Thomas sexually harassed her? Anita Hill. Mm-hmm.
That was from a black man,
right? But the scrutiny she received from black and white people, there were a lot of black people that were bashing her. So, and then afterwards, she kind of just went away. She just kept quiet.
I think Kalisha would have been buried, and they would have. I think first of all, I think the only reason it came to light is because she was white. I think if she was black, it probably would have been buried.
Yeah, but then Ken Starr would have been like, "Oh no," because Bush was his boy. He still would have made sure this came to light, but definitely it would have been buried. But maybe you're right.
The reason I'm saying that is because we're not having a white dude publicly with no black woman, especially not there.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I think they would have definitely, on both sides, Ken Starr and Clinton side, they would have definitely tried to bury it. But I want to play this last clip here.
Yep.
I think that the right way to handle a situation like that would have been to probably say it was, nobody's business, and to resign, or to find a way of staying in office that was not lying and not throwing a young person who was just starting out in the world under the bus.
Lewinsky, of course, is referring to what happened back in 1998 when news broke of that 18-month-long sexual relationship between Clinton and Lewinsky. She was a White House intern at the time in her early 20s. It had a huge impact on Lewinsky's reputation, a huge paparazzi and tabloid headline-making situation here. It followed her for years. You see her there. Some of these pictures, she's just mobbed by cameras even years later. It, of course, led to an impeachment of Bill Clinton. He was acquitted at a Senate trial.
It's interesting that she has talked about in some of the interviews she's been doing lately about why she was going into this and getting into this. And she mentioned that as she was putting together this podcast and working with a young person in all of this, that young person was born in 1999. And that was right on the edge of when all of this happened to Monica Lewinsky. And she realized that this was a whole new audience, a whole new group of people who might not know anything about her story.
It kind of felt for me like it was the next step for my own reclaiming and my own experiences of having lost my narrative almost my life at 24. In many ways, that's in the bones of the show. I think this idea of losing something and getting it back.
Okay, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
This is wild. She is still trying to act like a victim, reclaiming herself. He should have resigned. This is what I'm saying. This woman is famous for being on her knees, for doing some sexual act to the president of the United States. And we heard nobody even in the young 20s know your story. Who cares about her? Her story means nothing. She's a blip. Let me just say, man, this is so bad that we are almost celebrating her demise of the president of the United States.
So
this woman was involved. She was a young participant. Yes. I don't know how old Clinton was at the time, but she's a young participant. She went ahead and did what he wanted to do. And it wasn't because of his game or nothing. It's because she was owning. She's a snake.
Let me add this because so post the scandal, she earned some money. She earned roughly between $1.8 to $2 million in the first years after the scandal. Before legal costs, taxes, living expenses, blah, blah, blah. Yes. And also she received $500,000 for her book, Oh my God. On some overseas rights connected to the Barbara Walters interview, about $1 million. ABC allowed her to sell international interview rights rather than paying her for the U.S. interview itself. Jenny Craig, spokesperson, because she was a little chunky, paid her $300,000 after the campaign ended early. Reports about $1 million or higher potential contract were contingent and should not be treated as money she fully collected or whatever. So yeah, she got $1.8 million, $500,000 for a book, $1 million for international interview rights, $300,000 from Jenny Craig. Of course, she got foreign book royalties, TV appearances, commercial income. Yeah. So
she got probably around Looks like she probably got around about $4 million. And now that she wanted to come back and do this podcast because she's probably drying up and she wants to reinvent herself in the scandal that she was a part of. So let me just say, this is.
But let me just say this one last thing as far as the money. Bill Clinton is worth over $100 million, over 120.
He's been in there though.
Exactly.
He's a politician.
So her little up to $4 million, that's pennies compared to.
She ought to be thanking him for what she need to be thanked. She need to be on her knees begging him again.
But isn't that what got her in trouble, getting on the knees? Honey?
No, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is pure privilege at its finest. You cannot tell me this is not white privilege at its finest.
Do you think? Well, Bill Clinton, he still got his knob swabbed after her because he was linked up with Epstein on the Epstein Island.
That's what I said earlier.
He always been a little
he's a little freak, but
he's beyond that. He's a liar. Yeah. He's
diabolical liar. But I just don't like the celebration of this woman. She did a classic act. And let's not forget, he was a married man. Women are not even bringing that up. You're rolling your eyes now. You're rolling your eyes. Like, it don't matter if he's a married man.
You contradict yourself because you was like, so what if he's married? He's a
No, and I understand that, but what I'm saying is, it'll be cool if he kept her quiet. Just be honest to these women. That's all I say.
And he was honest. He did tell
us. He lied to our face.
How? He
said, I did not touch this woman. I did nothing.
He lied to us.
And did you see Hillary in the back walking with him?
Yeah, because she's like, you know what? You're gonna make me president. So
no, she knew because he told her in the back. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man.
She gave.
I ain't gonna lie, I got caught up
for good acting. Hillary Clinton was applauding because Bill Clinton was a good actor. He lied to us, the American people. He ain't lied to Monica.
Man, I knew. My father was like, my dad in this situation, he was like, son, hey man, if you're a man with means, you deserve something. You deserve a little extra treatment.
Well, in conclusion here, the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky scandal, for me, it set up what we have today. Nothing but a clown show in Washington, D.C., whether it's in the White House, it's a clown show, and in Congress, especially in Congress. But it also set up when we have this, political gossip arena. So no one is really no longer talking about real policies, how it's going to affect our country, the American people, international security, geopolitics. No one's not talking about that. Congress can't pass a bill to save their life, but we always going to have time for the TMZ stories. They even have TMZ DC. So this scandal kicked off all of the social media political gossip bullshit. The clown show. Okay.
I just think at the end of the day, it just proves again that these liberals will do anything to anything to continue lying. They've been lying. They don't even celebrate Bill Clinton. Because he's done so much against the black community. To destroy a lot of what, is going on to this day, and his wife. I'm going to say Hillary too.
Yes.
And Joe Biden. They was all together.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you all vote for this man, and you all had him on Arsenio Hall. Y'all had him crowned as the black president. Because he's getting blowed up in the Oval Office, and this goes to show this is where I think our community start to turn to, is when we start losing ourselves in with morals and standards. Mm-hmm. That in the 60s and the 70s we wouldn't have tolerated this, man. There was no we have to do better overall. And I'm just speaking from. I think for men, there's a couple of things. Men, we need to do better in this way. We need to do better in just being honest about what it is. Like you know what? she's just going, hey, I deserve this. So if you can't take what I deserve, then you just can't be around. Then I think women need to live up to the standards that they want from men. If you want a honest, loyal man, you can't be messing with nobody's husband. Then another thing is we gonna go with this. Let's get back to us caring about people's honesty and them telling us the truth in regards to what's going on in our face. We should never listen to Bill Clinton ever again. And I haven't, but I'm just saying in general, we should never listen to Bill Clinton. Barack Obama's lied. I mean, it's so many times these people just lie in our face and act like they can't do nothing for us and this is why I think they hate Trump a lot. And I'm not gonna go to this whole tandem, but I'm gonna say this. I think they hate Trump because Trump is in your face, raw, and he's going to do it for his people and people who rock with him. It don't matter who it is. And they don't like that because he's open about it. The problem is that they've been doing it for years, but they've never been open about it.
Yes.
So, we're going to keep going. I think this is a great point in politics where, it exposed a lot of lies, scandal, and I think it started the what we call the TMZs and on all these media outlets on YouTube that cover
the CNN, MSNBC,
all these things, man. And this is why they're so raw now, is because that was a raw time in politics that I can remember when I was younger.
I think media also looked at it. Oh my God. Not only are we getting a lot of eyes on our news reportings, we're making a lot of money. So it's like, let's start uncovering more scandals when it comes to politics. So it's like we move away from the actual works, what you're supposed to be working for us, American people, to what people are doing in their bedrooms. So, all right.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Bye.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.